Job 41, 1 through 34. Can you draw out Leviathan with a fishhook, or press down his tongue with a cord? Can you put a rope in his nose, or pierce his jaw with a hook? Will he make many pleas to you? Will he speak to you soft words? Will he make a covenant with you to take him for your servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him for thy maidens? Shall the champions make a banquet of him? Shall they part him among the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay thy hand upon him, remember the battle, do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dares stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Who has prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely portion. Who can discover the face of his garments, or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about, his scales are his pride, shut up together as with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another, they stick together, that they cannot be sundered. By his sneezing a light does shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of morning. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goes smoke, and out of his seething pot or cauldron his breath kindles coals, and a flame goes out of his mouth. In his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, they are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, as hard as a piece of nether millstone. When he raises up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings they purify themselves. The sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold the spear, the dart, nor the habergeon. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The arrows cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laughs at the shaking of a spear. Sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp-pointed things upon the mire. 30. Under him are sharp edges of broken pots, as if he was pulling a grain-crushing instrument over the wet earth. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. He maketh the path to shine before him. One would think the deep to be hoary. Upon the earth there is not his like, who is made without fear. Behold all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. Psalm 74, 8 through 18. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. O God, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy hand, pluck it out of thy bosom? For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by thy strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and givest him to the meat to the peoples inhabitants of the wilderness. Thou didst cleave the foundations of the flood. Thou dried up mighty rivers. the day is thine, the night is also thine. Thou hast prepared the light in the sun. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made the summer and winter. Remember that the enemy hath reproached, O Lord, and that the foolish people had blasphemed thy name. Check. Psalms 104, 25 through 35. So is this great and wide area, wherein things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts. There go the ships. There is that leviathan, who thou hast made to play therein the sea. These will all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season. That thou givest them, they gather. Thou open thy hand, they are filled with good. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die, and return to the dust. Thou soundest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. The glory of the Lord shall endure forever. The Lord shall rejoice in his works. He looketh on the earth, and it trembleth. He touches the hills and the mountains, and they smoke. I will sing unto thee, the Lord, as long as I live. I will sing praise to my Lord, to my God, while I have my being. My meditation of him shall be sweet. I will be glad in the Lord. Let the sinners be consumed out of the earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless thou the Lord, O my soul, praise ye the Lord. Isaiah 27, 1 through 6. In that day the Lord, with his sore and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. In that day sang ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, the Lord, do keep it. I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep it night and day. The fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go through them. I will burn them together. Or let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he shall make peace with me. He shall cause them that come to Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud, and fill the face of the earth with its fruit. Jeremiah 14, 4 through 6. Because the ground is chapped, for there was no rain in the earth, the plowmen were ashamed. They covered their heads, yea, the hind also calves in the field, and forsook it, because there was no grass. And the wild ass did stand in the high places. They snuffed up the wind like dragons. Their eyes did fail, because there was no grass. Ezekiel 29, 3 through 6. Speak and say, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh king of Egypt, the great dragon that lieth in the midst of his streams, that says, My Nile is my own, I made it for myself. I will put hooks in your jaws, and make the flesh of your streams stick to your scales. I will put hooks in your jaw, and make the fish of your streams stick to your scales. I will draw you up out of the midst of your stream, with all the fish of your stream that stick to your scales. And I will cast you out into the wilderness, you and all the fish of your streams. You shall fall upon the open field, and not be brought together, or gathered. To the beasts of the earth, and to the birds of the heavens, I give you as food. Then all the inhabitants of Egypt shall know that I am the Lord, because you have been a staff of reed to the house of Israel. Ezekiel 32, 2 through 7. Son of man, raise a lamentation over Pharaoh king of Egypt, and say to him, You consider yourself a lion of the nations, but ye are like a dragon in the seas. You burst forth in your rivers, trouble the waters with your feet, and foul their rivers. Thus saith the Lord, I will throw my net over you with a host of many peoples, and they will haul you up in my dragnet, and I will cast you on the ground, on the open field. I will fling you, and will cause all the birds of the heavens to settle on you, and I will gorge the beasts of the whole earth with you. I will strew your flesh upon the mountains, and fill the valleys with your carcass. I will drench the land, even the mountains, with your flowing blood, and the ravines will be full of you. When I blot you out, I will cover the heavens, and make their stars dark. I will cover the sun with clouds, and the moon shall not give its light.